So did you get a call or an email saying that you qualify for something called the ERC, or the Employer Retention Credit, and that you could receive up to $26,000 per W-2 employee? Well, you're not alone. Millions of business owners across the country have been bombarded with overinflated and even false claims about their eligibility for the ERC credit. So I'd like to give you 5 red flags that you should look out for when in communication with ERC specialists. First red flag should be in the name. What are they called? Are they called ERC Specialist or ERC Pros or ERC Now or Get Your ERC Today? More than likely, if they're named that, it means that they were just created for the sole purpose of making a quick buck with the ERC program, and they really don't have the continuity plans nor the resources to stay in business and establish a long-term business relationship with you. The second red flag should be who created the company or who owns the business. Is it a tax professional like a CPA or a tax attorney? Somebody that is qualified to give you advice regarding your qualifications and, of course, filing for the ERC? Or is it a real estate professional, a salesperson, or my personal favorite, a serial entrepreneur? Now look, we are all in favor of taking advantage of opportunities and entrepreneurship, but it's important to understand that this is tax advice and this revolves around amending previously filed tax returns. So you're better off working with somebody that has made their bread and butter doing this for a living. The third red flag should be if the company that is soliciting you is not offering any sort of audit protection or audit support. We've heard copious amount of horror stories from business owners that have been audited because they are submitting inaccurate ERC claims thanks to ERC specialists. Considering the other 2 red flags that I mentioned, if they're not willing to take accountability or guarantee of their work through means of audit support or audit protection, then that is a huge red flag, and quite frankly might be one of the most important ones to take into account. Fourth red flag is going to be if they are emphasizing your business's qualification based on a governmental ordered shutdown. There's really 2 main ways of qualifying for the ERC, and these are on an and/or basis. So you either had to have experienced a decline in gross receipts in 2020 or 2021, and or have experienced a governmental ordered shutdown during 2020 or 2021. Now, the most objective black and white way of qualifying will be through the gross receipt test. However, we've seen a lot of these ERC specialists take advantage of the fact that it is not so black and white when it comes to governmental ordered shutdowns. I highly advise that you speak to either a tax attorney or a tax professional like a CPA, or you do some due diligence in the notices in the description below. That way you can have a better understanding and see directly from the IRS what qualifies you in a situation of governmental ordered shutdown. The 5th and final red flag should be if the company is emphasizing speed, that they can guarantee you the tax credit in under a week, and that they have the fastest process out there. Now, although automation is important, a lot of businesses are implementing it, it's important to understand that calculating the ERC credit itself and qualifying you, quantifying, and filing the credit takes time and should be done meticulously and diligently. Professionals will more than likely not advertise in that fashion because we know that it is very important to take your time and make sure that you're actually qualifying and quantifying accurately. So there you have it. Those are 5 red flags that you should look out for when in communication with ERC specialists. As a bonus recommendation, I strongly suggest that when any sort of ERC specialist says that they have a CPA on staff or they work with many CPAs in order to make sure that your ERC credit is filed and claimed, verify that. Make sure that the CPA that is working with you is a legitimate CPA. Name, phone number, contact, place of doing business, etc., etc. Because again, this is the internet. Anybody can be whoever they want to be. Speaking of CPAs, check out this video up here of me explaining why you should be partnering with a CPA when filing your ERC credit. And if you'd like to learn more about the ERC credit or see if your business qualifies for the ERC, go ahead and reach out to us at our contact information in the description or in the comments section. And we'd be happy to help you file the ERC claim the right way.